What is happening in the Omaha real estate market? That is the question this video is going to answer. My name is Morgan Putnam and I am a local realtor. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for stopping by the Omaha Insider YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel so you're always the first to know what's going on in Omaha. We're going to start with talking about existing home sales before we jump into new construction. Those are two very different real estate markets in Omaha, so it's important to separate out the two. What we're noticing is good news for buyers. We're noticing more inventory coming on the market. We have a 15% increase in listings year over year. So what that means is just it creates more opportunities. Sellers do not need to worry because this does not mean that there is so much inventory out there that there is no hope for their house selling, because that is not the case. Homes are still selling in about 12 days on average from the time that it gets listed to when there's an accepted contract on it. In the Omaha Metro, the median sold price is $315,000, and that's about a 2.8% increase. And the average sold price went up a little bit more year over year, around 4.5%. This is much more normal appreciation for a market. What we were seeing during COVID of 10 to 13 to 15% increase year over year in pricing was not sustainable. And what we're seeing now is much more normal. So for homeowners, this means that your equity is still growing. Owning real estate is still an amazing investment. So overall, buyers have more options to choose from, and sellers just need to prep their house to go on market. So it really appeals to the largest pool of buyers. So what I see is that you need to have a great online presence, and from an online presence, you need to create opportunities for people to see the house. So that means you need to have some open houses, and you need to make sure it's reaching folks. If people aren't touring your house that's for sale, it's usually a sign that your house is not priced right. A bummer is that when people aren't scheduling showings is that you don't get any feedback, but no showings is oftentimes feedback in and of itself that there's something wrong. The price is wrong or the condition is wrong. And those are things that you can change pretty easily. You can paint, you can change out carpet, and you can change the price relatively affordably and relatively quickly. As far as new construction, we're seeing a big change in the market. So right now, new listings in new construction are down around 50%. So that just shows that builders are really pulling back on the number of homes that they're wanting to hold on to right now, just as buyers are more hesitant and as affordability has just been really tough. Pending sales and new construction is down 4% and closed sales are down 7%. So what we're just seeing is that there's just less activity in the new construction market across the board. New construction homes are taking 80 days on average to sell. That's about a 4% increase from last year. So that really hasn't changed that dramatically, because last year we were still feeling this, especially in new construction. As interest rates stay stubbornly high, new construction is always the first thing to get hit because it's the most expensive price per square foot. With that being said, that doesn't mean that there are no opportunities in new construction right now because there's less homes. It's really kind of the opposite. Home buyers have more opportunities in new construction right now to be able to get maybe some builder concessions, some builder paid closing costs, or maybe some different add-ons that they weren't able to get before. Overall, it's best to not get caught up in the clickbait and just the headlines that national news will tell you about the housing market. What we are seeing is almost just a normalcy coming to the market of what we were seeing pre-COVID. So overall, it is still a solid market. What we're seeing in Omaha is just a return to normalcy, seeing appreciation between 3 to 5% a year. That is very healthy, and that is still great growth for homeowners, because you really should not be buying a home unless you plan to live there for a minimum of 2 years, just so you can gain back that appreciation before you go to sell again. So this is all very normal things to see in a real estate market. With all this being said about Omaha, even within Omaha, neighborhood to neighborhood is a little bit of a different experiencing buying or selling, and depending on your price point. In Omaha, homes that are above 500 are going to perform very differently on market than homes that are below 500. And so if you are curious about what your specific home or your neighborhood is like, feel free to reach out. You can drop a comment or text me or email me, and I'll be happy to give you a market analysis of what your actual market is like. Now on to the latest Omaha developments. A Revival House in Blackstone has opened, and this is like a tiki inspired bar concept, and it has great windows to open, and so on cool nights it's a lovely place to hang out. The Omaha Public Library, for their new central branch, chose Zen Coffee House as their cafe partner, and everybody loves Zen, so this is exciting to have a local coffee shop represented in this sure to be public library branch that really draws a lot of people in. Trax, which is a beloved dive bar in Omaha that's on 60th between Center and Pacific, is opening a second location on 180th and Q. They have the best fried chicken ever. The Wandering Page opened in Blackstone, close to Archetype and Coneflower, and this is a woman-owned independent bookstore, so please be sure to check it out and support. We love supporting our independent bookstores here in Omaha, so please go to Coneflower and then stop by the bookstore and pick up a book. And lastly, No Good has opened in Field Club, which is a brunch spot, and they serve like bagel sandwiches for breakfast. And it has great walkability for people that live in Field Club or just south of Field Club. So be sure to support that local business as well. My name is Morgan Putnam, and I am a local real estate expert. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My number is 402-720-9886.